Pump speed. I have a 16 by 32 vinyl pool in Maine. I have a Hayward EcoStar variable speed pump with a sand filter with 2-inch lines, 2 wide mouth skimmers, and 2 returns. I keep my pump on 12 hours, but I'm not sure what the speed should be and if it should change. For example, 6 on high, 6 on low. How do I know which to put it on without putting unnecessary strain on the system? I would like to utilize variable speed, but I don't know which settings, and I haven't been able to get a hold of Hayward for their advice.
Well, here's the beauty of variable speed, is that when you cut the RPMs in half of a motor, so it's not running as many revolutions per minute, you save 8 times the amount of electricity. So what I'm going to recommend is don't run it 12 hours a day, run it all 24. And the reason being is the more the water is moving, the better off you are. Now, you don't have to run it on high speed. You can run it, what I would do in that particular case, 16 by 32, if it's, let's just assume it's 8 feet deep at the deep end, you're probably looking at 18 to 20,000 gallons of water at most. I would run the pump at one of the higher RPMs for 4 to 5 hours a day. Then I would ramp it down to one of the lowest speeds. So if you're running at 2,500 RPMs for part of the day and you drop it to 1250 for the rest of the day, you're going to spend 8 times less electricity on the low speed. And that's the beauty of it. You don't have to shut it off. If you shut it off, you run the risk of the pool becoming more dirty. And one of the huge advantages with variable speed is because you save the electrical cost on running it at a lower speed, you should run it all the time. So the recommendation is run it 24 hours a day at whatever speed you're comfortable with, one of the lowest speeds, and ramp it up through the hottest part of the day is probably a good time, or when you think you're going to use it the most. If you tend to use the pool from 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 8 o'clock at night, run the pump at a higher speed then, and the rest of the time run at a lower speed. It's all going to also depend on if you have a salt system. With the lower speeds, the salt system is not likely to turn on. If you're running a heater, likely the heater is not going to turn on a lower speed. There's just not enough pressure. But if you're not worried about those things, run it on a lower speed most of the day, ramp it up and use it on a higher speed when you're using the pool.